Number 1. The freeze response. Picture this. You're alone in a forest. You hear a twig snap behind you. Every horror movie instinct tells you to run, but instead, you freeze. Not because you're playing dead, not because you're brave, but because your nervous system just hit the Control-Alt-Delete button on your entire body. This is the tonic immobility response, aka playing possum, except you're not playing and you're definitely not a possum. It's your brain's primitive don't move and the predator might ignore you mode. Super useful if you're a gazelle being eyeballed by a lion. Less useful when you're facing a bear, a charging boar, or, say, a rapidly approaching cliff edge you're too paralyzed to avoid. In high-stress situations, the freeze response often beats out fight or flight because your brain's first instinct isn't action, it's wait. Maybe this will magically fix itself. The body goes stiff, the muscles lock up, and your decision-making turns into a Windows 95 loading screen. Basically, evolution handed you a biological panic button, and instead of summoning help, it just shuts down your operating system. Number 2. Gag reflex. Ah yes, the gag reflex. A noble defense mechanism designed to stop you from swallowing Legos, thumbtacks, and other culinary curiosities toddlers enjoy. But in the wild? This reflex can turn into your worst enemy at the worst possible moment. Let's say you're dehydrated, you finally found water, and it's not great. Maybe it smells like a public restroom, but it's all you've got. You try to chug it down, but then your throat seizes up like it's auditioning for a horror movie. Why? Because your gag reflex doesn't care that you need hydration to survive. It just saw weird taste and screamed, "Poison!" like a Victorian woman seeing ankles. Same story with eating bugs, raw fish, or whatever nature buffet you're brave enough to try. Your body's instinct isn't let's adapt, it's let's vomit now and ask questions later. So congratulations. Your gag reflex may have saved you from choking on a Hot Wheels car at age 4, but now it's making sure you die fancy and dry-mouthed in the woods. Number 3. Sneezing. Here's a fun fact. A sneeze can travel at up to 100 miles per hour. That's great for launching germs. Less great when you're trying to stay hidden from a predator, or worse, another human with a gun, a grudge, or a grizzly-sized appetite. Sneezing is your nose's way of saying, "Get this nonsense out of me." Whether it's pollen, dust, or a single rogue molecule of pepper, your body treats it like chemical warfare. It doesn't care that you're hiding in the bushes. It doesn't care that you're stalking prey. That reflex will detonate like a nasal grenade and alert everything within earshot. Even worse, trying to suppress a sneeze can backfire. Literally. People have ruptured eardrums, injured vocal cords, and even popped blood vessels trying to hold in one of those full-body nose explosions. Basically, your sneeze is nature's unskippable ad. No matter what survival movie you think you're starring in, your sinuses are here to ruin the stealth mission. Number 4. Blinking at the worst time ever. Try staring into the darkness, waiting to spot movement. Your vision locks in, the suspense is high, and bam, you blink. Not just once, but repeatedly, like your eyes just remembered they're unionized and due for a break. That's the blink reflex for you. Normally, it's great. It keeps your eyes moist, your vision clear, and your retina's not burned to a crisp. But when you're scanning for danger in a life or death moment, that automatic eyelid spasm becomes an inconvenient blackout. Your body doesn't care that a jaguar is creeping through the brush. It just noticed a 2% drop in eyeball moisture and decided, yup, time to temporarily blind ourselves. Oh, and under stress, people blink more. So now your nervous system is not only freaking out, it's actively interrupting your ability to see what you're freaking out about. Nice work, body. Peak design. Number 5, hiccup meltdown. If you've ever had hiccups for more than 2 minutes, you know they're one part annoying, one part embarrassing, and one part, I swear this is how I die. But what if I told you hiccups are a prehistoric glitch with zero modern use and serious potential to mess you up when you need your lungs working? Let's set the scene. You're cold, exhausted, and trying to start a fire in the wild. You're already breathing heavy from stress, maybe hyperventilating a little. Suddenly, your diaphragm starts throwing a fit. Hic, hic, hic. Your whole breathing rhythm is trashed, your energy dips, and if you're trying to stay quiet, forget it. You now sound like a faulty Roomba having an existential crisis. The hiccup reflex likely dates back to amphibians, creatures that breathed both through gills and lungs. It helped close their glottis while swallowing. Humans? We just inherited the leftover code like a useless app that can't be uninstalled. It's so archaic, it's practically a fossil with a spasm. And good luck stopping hiccups in the wild. No sugar packets, no fancy hold your breath while upside down drinking water hacks. Just you, your prehistoric throat, and the relentless spasms reminding nearby predators that dinner is ready. Number 6, touching your face a lot. You don't notice how often you touch your face until someone tells you to stop. Then it's suddenly like your hands are in a toxic relationship with your own cheeks. You rub your eyes, scratch your nose, rest your chin on your palm, constantly. This is fine at home, well, sort of, but in a survival situation, it's an open invitation to Infection City. Touch a rotting log, pick up a dead fish, dig through some questionable leaves, then rub your eyes like you're starring in an allergy commercial. Boom! You've just handcrafted a bacteria to eyeball express lane. And the kicker? It's not just gross, it's involuntary. Studies show people touch their faces about 16 to 23 times per hour, and almost half those touches go straight to mucous membranes. You know, the VIP entrances for disease. It's a reflex built for comfort and sensory soothing. But in a survival setting, it's more like your hands are conspiring with every fungus in the forest. Basically, you're petting your own face like it owes you rent, and the wild is laughing. Number 7, panic pee reflex. If you've ever nearly gotten into a car crash and suddenly had to pee real bad, congrats, you've met the panic pee reflex. This isn't just nerves, it's biology. When your fight or flight system activates, it occasionally decides your bladder is extra cargo and jettisons it like space trash. Why? Because your body's goal is to be as light and fast as possible. That means dumping waste mid-panic. Super efficient if you're a gazelle running from a cheetah. Less helpful if you're trying to climb a tree, sneak away from a threat, or simply maintain dignity while being hunted by a bear. And here's the fun part. Fear also tightens your pelvic muscles. So now your body's sending mixed messages. Let's pee and let's clench at the same time, which can either result in an accident or an even more painful emergency a few hours later. Basically, your bladder joins the chaos party like, we're all panicking? Cool, I'm in. Thanks, evolution. Real team player. Number 8, itch response roulette. You're camping, trying to sleep, and suddenly your leg itches. You scratch, then your arm, then your neck. It's like a domino effect of twitchy, unnecessary micro scratches. Welcome to the itch reflex, possibly the pettiest system your body has. Originally, it evolved to help us remove insects and parasites. Great when you're being bitten by a mosquito. Not so great when it's triggered by heat, sweat, or your own brain deciding, hey, remember what itching feels like? Let's do that for no reason. In a survival setting, this can be a disaster. Constant scratching can lead to skin damage, open wounds, and wait for it, infections. Plus, if you're trying to stay still and quiet, good luck. Your body has decided to stage a one-man interpretive dance of micro scratches. The worst part? The more you think about not itching, the itchier you get, which means now you are your own survival threat. Nature, 1. Nervous system, 0. Number 9, shivering. Like a maraca. Shivering is your body's go-to party trick for staying warm. It's a reflexive muscle contraction designed to generate heat when you're cold. Sounds helpful, right? But when you're already hypothermic and on the brink of passing out in a snowstorm, shivering becomes less warm and fuzzy and more last call before frostbite. See, the energy cost of shivering is massive. Your muscles are firing off like they're in a Zumba class, while your energy reserves are already scraping the barrel. In extreme cold, shivering actually accelerates exhaustion. It can even lead to cardiac stress, especially if you're already starving, dehydrated, or panicking. So while your body's trying to save itself, it's also quietly running you into the ground. And let's not forget the noise factor. Shivering isn't exactly a stealth mode. If you're hiding from something with sharp claws and better hearing than you, congratulations, you've just become a percussion instrument with anxiety. It's like your body went, need to conserve heat? Let's shake violently and drain every calorie you have left. Real helpful, champ. Number 10, yawning. When you're in danger, ever notice you yawn when you're anxious or overwhelmed? That's not boredom. It's your body running some truly questionable diagnostics. Yawning is supposed to cool the brain, regulate arousal, and reset focus. So, of course, your nervous system thinks now is the perfect time to yawn, right when you're on edge, maybe even running for your life. In the wild, that's not ideal. You don't want to be standing face to face with a wild animal and suddenly go full exhausted toddler with a slow motion mouth stretch. It signals fatigue, vulnerability, or confusion, none of which you want to broadcast to a predator, or a rival, or the elements themselves. Plus, yawning is contagious. If you're with a group and someone starts yawning, it can ripple through like a sleepy plague. Now everyone's brain is accidentally sinking into nap mode during an emergency. Great work, biology. Real A-plus strategy. It's the equivalent of your brain saying, wow, we might die. Better stretch out real slow and wide like I'm about to nod off on a road trip. Number 11. Flinching at sudden movement. Let's wrap up with one of the most basic and most betrayingly dumb reflexes you've got. The flinch. That split-second duck, jerk, or eye squeeze you do when something rushes toward you. Totally involuntary, totally ancient, and occasionally, totally fatal. In a safe environment, the flinch is great. Someone tosses keys at your face, you dodge like Neo. But out in the wild, it can trigger a cascade of bad decisions. You flinch while climbing, you fall. You flinch during a tense standoff with an animal, you trigger an attack. You flinch when trying to stay still in a dangerous environment? Welp. There goes your element of surprise. Worse yet, some people flinch toward danger. That's not bravery. That's just your motor cortex rolling dice with your life. And if you're holding something sharp, hot, or explosive when that flinch hits, say goodbye to whatever finger was closest. It's like having a built-in jump scare reaction that never learned context. Just panic, twitch, and hope for the best. Number 12, the scream reflex. And finally, the pièce de résistance of wild survival blunders, the scream. When startled, hurt, or terrified, your vocal cords seize up and blast noise like a car alarm made of human. It's instinctual, it's loud, and it's completely useless when silence equals survival. Sure, screaming helps in modern life. It can alert rescuers, scare off attackers, or go viral on TikTok. But if you're trying to hide, hunt, or avoid attention, it's just you broadcasting your location like a walking emergency beacon. Some theories say screaming evolved as a way to summon social help or startle predators. Cool. Problem is, that assumes someone wants to help you. If you're alone in the woods and your first response is to holler like a horror movie extra, you're basically asking the forest to fast-track your demise. Because nothing says easy prey like a human banshee noise echoing through predator territory. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.